save it. Save as. Meshes. Gray boxing. Fake rock. Make it darker. I could even, I need to fix this vertex here. Move them in a bit. Gets more like a rock shape. So something like that. Just placing it here and there. Quickly get like some sort of coastline or something like that. Something that is not too repetitive. It looks organic. Could even add a bridge or something at some point, depending on how fast you will fly over it in the final level. I'll probably change some things. I'm almost sure we will change a bunch of things before we will decide about the final design of the level. So I'm just coming up with the first iteration and then we will decide up from there. This could be like a lander too, something that landed there. Gotta check something in my asset store real quick. Nice. Unity shared a making of their blacksmith scene. Gotta share this. wanted to go. I wanted to check if I've got the Tasharan water. I don't think I got it because when I last used the Tasharan water, nope. I gotta check if they updated it because it's like one of the best waters. But it didn't work in Unity 5 though. And they didn't update it. Gotta pee. Whack. Yeah, many people said never updated or fixed. Bad publisher and product, misleading assets. 4 days of problems. Did not work properly in Unity 5, as the water did not render properly and thus the asset was useless, so we decided to go back. Yes, helpful review. So sad. Maybe there's some other waters. If they already bought this water system, I don't get why they bought the Tasharan water, because this looks way better. Except the curve. Yeah, I mean this looks way better. So why would you go to Tasharan water if you... Maybe they didn't update it either. Not working with Unity 5. You should definitely try it. Not yet available, but available as a download from my site. And it's redesigned to work much better in Unity 5 and should fix most of the rendering issues. Frustrated. So water in Unity is always a big question. There are many water solutions, but not many of them are really good. I saw like this one, I checked out the demo, and even though it looks really nice, I don't think we would use it. It always depends on how the stuff looks. Gotta check if we have the water here. No. Could try to import it, I guess. Assets. I tried to import Unity, the standard water. Where is it? Is it in effects? It's probably in environment, I guess. Candy Tree, how are you? Gotta check this out. If it looks ugly, I can still change it. Oh, that is brilliant. Well, let's start by checking that out loud. I'm fine too. I'm pretty busy with the work for Dimension Drive as I develop a new way to go about the levels, and we'll start building all the levels really soon. I will just focus on the visual part, and David will focus on the enemy designs. Although it might happen that I may do some of the enemy placements too. Thanks for the follow, Martin. Yeah. So right now I'm setting up a level design for what was it? Level 1.3? 1.3 or early 1.4, where you oh no, this doesn't work. Where you are on the surface of the planet Vane. So apparently somehow I feel the lighting changes. We'll remove the water first. Hope I didn't delete the plane. Maybe I did. Yeah, well, we'll just duplicate this one. I'm not quite getting why the lighting changes throughout the level, but we are about to find out if I turn off the amplify color. Because I really want to know what's causing the weirdness. It's probably just weird behavior of the that way it looks better. Which is also the way we go later on. I think for finishing the levels we will definitely need to light map them, so they won't stay that way, the way they are forever, just for now. So yeah, don't you worry. Don't you cry tonight. So, did I forget something? I hope not. Doesn't look like it. So I'll just move that stuff over there. So let's check the level out. Yeah, I think if I add some more, some cloud layers and some more dust, it will look better. Because so far the stuff is quite solid. You must consider that all the stuff is still untextured. So if I'm about to make a texture for it, it will look a lot better. I don't quite get why the lighting is changing. What the hell is going on with the light? Where is the freaking light? The fuck, it rotates. That's why it looked so weird. The shitty light rotates. Crap. Now it makes sense. Because I tried to come up with a weather, like a system have different moods and levels. But I don't think that was the right. I forgot about it because it's like so old. Yeah, for instance, if we have, instead of the gray box, let me just quickly make some weird texture there. No, I'm not doing that in Photoshop, I think. I'll quickly, I'll just use this. Modern, duplicated, grass, abbrechen. Open up the grass again, and then call this one Cliff or something like that. How my name is Cliff. So for the grass, I'll quickly paint it. If I find my Intuos pen, because I'm kind of on the edge of losing it all the time. So what I'm going to do is first connect my Intuos to my PC, which might be a bit of a challenge because I'm actually having problems with my USB ports. But hope that will work. Will that work? Please work. Oh, that's the wrong. Yeah, that's the right screen. So I'll just try to make it quick. Quick and dirty. And I think I'll just scatter them around. Or am I still in pencil mode? I don't want to have pencil mode. I want to have this mode. And I should have a... let me try this. Doesn't have to be pretty. Just needs to work for now. Nobody will ever ask how you achieved something. Or maybe some do, but not too many. Oops, that was the wrong way. Filter and the move effect. I gotta move it 256, I guess. 256. Yes, and then add this here. Duplicated, filter, move. It's just in one direction. Yeah, it's the 0. Duplicated and filter. Now to the other direction. 0. What? Why didn't you do what I wanted to do? Whoops. And I wanted to move the filter. Something like this should work. And then adding a little bit of detail. Whoops, I shouldn't have changed the brush size. Stupid me. So okay, this is fine. I think I gotta save it. Apparently I didn't copy a PSD, so I'll have to redo it. And this one, giving this to this. Remember, it would most of the parts would have to be hand painted. Yeah, it's annoying, but I cannot rebuy my Photoshop license. It's like something I bought a bunch of years ago when I was still a student, and I still have the commercial rights, usage rights. So I don't want to change it now, because then I would have to get the next a new one, which I don't wanna. Well, at least for now. Here's my favorite brush. Here's my favorite brush. Okay, let me. Oh no, that was not my favorite brush. Where is it? There it is. Something like this. I know it's ugly and stuff, but you get the idea that with textures, stuff looks different. And therefore I'm just trying to get a quick impression of how it will look. And trying to come up with some tiny shapes here and there. Some more cliffy look or whatever. So save that. I know, bah, can't look at it. So this is not the right way to go. This is the right way to go. As you can see, I didn't change the I didn't symmetrically change the cliff, so I have to figure out which way I changed it, like this. So with stuff like this, it becomes more apparent that with having a texture, stuff can look really different, really makes a big difference. And there's, for example, if I change the alpha, what is going on there? Should I select it and say shadows off? Yeah. Receive shadows. True though. Yeah, so this is supposed to be water. Just let your imagination run wild. This is how things could look. And then we'll move it through the level. This is just like really rough putting things in. I kind of miss some borders and more clouds. I'll save the level real quick and switch to, I think I have them in level 1-1 in the new version. Switch. I got some clouds here, I guess, clouds. And I really like them. So I'll quickly switch into 2-3, 1-3 I mean, and add them there. And I gotta figure out a good height for them. Stop simulate, stop. Probably here. And I add them to the player. But I'll modify them a little bit. Yeah, much better. I'll simulate them in world, so they will kind of stay behind when the player moves. So just adds a tiny bit of more visual noise and depth. I could actually make them move velocity over lifetime. It's in the minus 100Z, no. Let's say 50, make it 50. Press play, see how that looks. Yeah, it gives a bit more of the parallaxing, which increases the feeling of depth. I could add another layer of these, duplicate it, say velocity over lifetime to be 90 or something like that. And then we have like 2 different layers of clouds that all move in a different speed. And it really gives you the impression of, wow, I'm a bit further above the scenery. I'll probably scale down the particles a bit and emit more. That won't work. 100, 5,000. I wish I could have like a little bit of a seed where they will be spawning. But that's what I get so far. I could colorize them. Do I really want to colorize them? Maybe later on, but not now. It's not necessary. This is clouds 9. This is clouds 10. Wow, that looks like lightning over there. 800. No, not 8,000. 800. Let's see how that looks, because like this, I can easily get rid of the overall overlay that I'm using right now, and it really gives this impression of depth, and it helps to separate the foreground from the midground. I'm loving this. Clouds 9, clouds 10. Gonna move clouds 9, I think, down a little bit. Change the opacity of clouds 10 so they're not so aggressive. I don't know if that did anything, but I hope so. Oh, because I'm randomizing it. Yeah, right. I could also use another texture. Right now I'm using this one and I'm duplicating it to see what happens if I'm using a different one. Call this one boss particles 5. If I click it on the inspector, I could change, for instance, to this. Now it looks much too dense, so I have to turn down the opacity a bit and the scale. Doesn't look much comic-like though. But we can try different things here. For example, something like this. German software is actually not translated, not that bad, but the thing is, if you're watching tutorials, you kind of get confused because like all the German stuff is sorted differently. Here you see it looks more cell shaded like, and the problem with that is that you really get a, since you see the shape so clearly, it's a bit annoying for the eyes, it's too distracting. Wet. Do I have more clouds here? Nope. I'm not going to work with this for much longer. Just wanted to see how different clouds would affect the level and stuff. Yeah, it's much too bright now. Should rather not go too crazy with the clouds. Let me quickly move the, oh, it seems to block the particles. Let me check that real quick. Oh, that works too. It takes the depth from them though. So it will be a lot of back and forth with the clouds and all the particles and stuff. Yeah, there are too many, I guess. I think 30 is enough, and for this 50 should be enough. And then there are not so many, that's not so dark, I guess, I hope. Yeah. Works better. Could also scale them up again, make him at 800. Spawn less. Increase their alpha. Do the same here. font less, increase the alpha. Shouldn't have increased the alpha. Should have just let it where it was. I could also make like darker clouds. I mean, since it's smoky and all that. Particles and make them multiply. See how that looks. Much more believable actually, if you ask me, because of all the smoke down there. But there's too much going on, too much noise. This is a cool effect. I never thought of that. Nice. This is a nice thing. Cool. Nice accident. I wouldn't say so. But yeah, it's starting to look kind of cool. Right, running people and some cars. The running people will be a bit of work though for like animation or something like that. At least having some cars would be cool. You know, like in a zombie attack or something like that, where you have those traffic jams, which they had in Walking Dead in the first episodes, where it was in the city and there was just like traffic jam and blockages and stuff. That would be cool. Yeah, instead of having people, I could just have like small black dots. Even without a background, it looks really cool. Oh god. We have turrets. So don't know if they count as ground enemies because you will shoot them in your layer. So no, there will be no ground enemies. Nope. Nope. Now I got what you meant with ground enemies, but no, we don't have them. And I won't even say unfortunately, because I think it's good that we don't have them. Saves work. Why didn't the particle system fire? It should have fired. Maybe they are not looping. Yeah, they are looping. So they should have been active. Group 7 didn't have a smoke pile though. See you later, man. Man or woman. Just said man out of habit, I guess. Meshes. Why isn't my inspector switching? Yeah, there it is. Hope I didn't change the other mesh. Luckily, nope. So I just use this. Make a small tunnel entrance of some sort. To have an excuse why I'm not continuing the road there. It's just a lazy tunnel entrance. Nothing fancy yet, but it will get fancy. Trust me there. I could make a quick cube here, I guess. Set it to the left background. Just get it down. And then change. Yeah, I guess that is good. Delete faces. Save. Art. Where is it? Meshes. Gray boxing. Tunnel entrance thing. Yeah, right. I wish Unity had some nice noise, some noise symmetry functions though, because sometimes it's quite annoying not to be able to symmetrize what you're doing right now. It could save so much time. Unity is great, but it just lacks tiny bunch of features, and I'm just not enough of a coder to make the stuff that is missing by myself. So that's why I'm complaining. But actually, it's really good. Yeah, animating is a bit buggy sometimes for me, but just the possibilities of animating everything you have in your engine just right away. Once I found that out, it was fucking incredible, because you could just take an object and animate it in the scene. That was fucking awesome. I don't know if you remember the boss animation we had in the video. That was like a complete animation. We have the boss right now, but for the first iteration we just made the animation, and it was like, yeah, Max, we wanna make a boss. Wanna have a boss in the video for the Kickstarter, and they're like, yeah, we don't have anything yet except these bunch of sketches. And I was like, what? Are you fucking serious? And then I just made some 2D planes and animated them in Unity, and I did that so quick in like 2 days, and it was amazing. Like, is that really possible in Unity? It's like, what the fuck, so awesome. I'm totally in love with Unity, so well, actually, do you know the trailer, the first trailer for Shadow of the Colossus? This was like when the creator, the creative mind behind Ni no Kuni and Shadow of the Colossus, took a while to just build a trailer, and he was actually an animator before he became like a game developer, and he just took his time to build this animation of somebody riding through the plains and fighting this Colossus, and from that he pitched it to Sony, and they said like, this is fucking amazing. So it's like a common thing, I think, in the games industry to use animations as like the first prototyping iteration or step, something like that. So understandable that you're complaining about it, because I figured that many people who are starting to work with Unity are complaining, which is probably what happens with every software you're using. Like, I imagine myself when I started working with 3ds Max, I was so much complaining about this piece of junk, and sooner or later I started getting comfortable with it, starting to know how to avoid certain bugs and stuff, and then you're like, this is not that bad. And the problem is, when you're starting with a new software, you always have the same problem, like, this is shitty, especially when you work with something else and are used to that. I mean, I started to work with Blender, and it's not a bad program, but just because I've learned to use 3ds Max, I'm like complaining so much. Like, this is shit. Why doesn't this work? And why doesn't this work? And where's the button for this? And remembering my first times in 3ds Max, it's basically the same, but having worked as a 3D modeler with 3ds Max, I'm feeling like a noob again. It's like not what I want. So it's easy to see the mistake in the software you're using, or I'm using. And yeah, I try to not complain too much anymore about stuff like that. Just not being used to something and being able to admit that is like, yeah, maybe it's me who sucks at this. Well, maybe sometimes stuff really sucks, but yeah, Unity has its ups and downs, but it doesn't suck. I think that much we can agree on. I just wish I had like a programmer minion who I could say like, hey dude, I need this and I need that feature. Could you do it for me in the next 2 days, please? Shit. Which one have you worked with so far? Like any good one that you would recommend? Sorry. I just figured that my speed is really low. Oh. Is my microphone off again? La la la. No, it's there. It's just my camera. No. Tablet? Something. 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 I was just asking which software you used for animation beforehand. Oh, I haven't. I've used neither of them, so I can't tell. I can't tell. Never heard of those before. Graphic scale. Oops. How are you animating? Whoa. How are you animating pixel art stuff with the Unity animator? And why did you stop using graphic scale? Hey, graphic scale looks awesome. Save and load GIF, save and load Windows icon. How much are 1,500 yen? €14, it's like super cool. Is graphic scale really in Japanese? Ah, I see. It's really good for graphic scale looks really good for pixel art stuff. Trying to look at TV Paint. Ooh, TV Paint is pricey. So now I'm doing the amplify. Some of you who might know how lookup textures work, it's something really great, mostly used for movies, I guess. Where you have a texture. Oh, I think this one is used in games though. But the idea behind it comes from movies, from the color grading. And what you do to make one is you take the basic one. I hope it was this one. Or was it this one? I don't know. Let me check for the loot. Well, no choice but to use this one. And then you copy paste it. Whoops. You copy it, paste it in your scene, and then you make the changes to the scene. Like turn on the brightness, turn up the contrast, change the colors. Making an example here. Changing the balance, for example. Shifting the contrast. Making like a tint overlay. Playing around with it a little bit right now. And then changing a tiny bit of the color balance. I think in this scene is mostly about the midtones. So I'll just use this one, and then you copy the loot texture back. And when you import it into Unity, then put it on top of a camera, add your loot there, and it should be applied. Yeah, it should look almost exactly like it does in your Photoshop. I think it went a bit too crazy with it. And it helps iterating the game style a lot, because you won't get the colors right all the time. And this is like a nice way to add them later on. Make them stand out. Looks a lot better now than the version before. I can turn it off in a second. Let me just first copy paste the whole everything I did to the other side. As you can see, if you're white boxing or gray boxing, things can get really messy quickly. So I should really consider getting like a nice layer system for Unity soon, to have it all packed nicely into one another right away, so I don't have to go through it and regroup. I mean, it costs time, you know. I'm not the person who likes to spend time on things too much. So then group the groups. There's a super cube that snuck away. Okay, I got the player, enemy, visual, and then the groups are starting. So if I'm grouping this now, I should have the whole level. Except for the clouds, I think. Yeah. So what I'll do now is take that group and move it to the right. This is just for now. What? Guess the right background has the wrong loot texture. So we just go into the camera, check it, and it has loot 6. So there may be the other camera on top of it. The right side, left side. No idea what's wrong with the right background camera. They both use the same amplify color. And they both use the same texture. So Unity, can you tell me why they... Ah, I know. I think I may know why. No, I have no idea. Oh, I think that could be the problem. The overlay. Continue. Okay, now they should look similar. Yeah, that's right, but they shouldn't be too distracting, you know? You know what I mean? But I agree. So I'll just try to maybe change the color a little bit. I wonder. It would look crazy, I guess. Yeah, particles are giving me a headache here. Unity has some weird problems with particle sorting, especially if they're kind of big. They just flicker around like hell. Nice. See you later then. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks a lot for being here. So yeah, Alex, how far are you in your preparations? Alright, no rush. I just saw your message on Slack. I think I'll deactivate the clouds quickly. Let's try again. I'm trying to fix this. That looks a bit better now. I think the Z fighting of the textures is a little bit less now. Maybe I shouldn't have two on top of each other. So I'll just remove 9 and 11. Was it the wrong one? No. I don't think it was the wrong one. Oh yes, it was the wrong one. So Alex, I need you to take over now. So my part of the stream will be ending and Alex will be taking over. Goodbye everyone and welcome Alejandro. See you soon.